Hi everyone, how are you all? Well, look how quickly I'm back. I'm back today because I've actually been setting up my new Project Life album for 2020, and I just wanted to show you some of the things I've done to make it a little bit less time consuming and to make it a little bit easier to keep up with. So the one thing I did last year that was really helpful was I kept the layout of lots of the pockets the same for quite a few weeks. So then I knew I think I've kept them for about 5 or 6 weeks at a time, that I know that I've got the 2 larger cards here, the 4 smaller ones, 2 large cards here. So it makes it a little bit easier then for me to print my photos out. So I've done that in batches then throughout my album. And as you can see, I've started to put some cards in. And another thing I did to make it slightly easier is I have stamped which week it is. Now last year there was a major mess up by myself because I misjudged my weeks. So I have downloaded this. I downloaded this last year as well, but I read it wrong. So I'm trying to be much better. And it tells you the week numbers and the dates for the week. And last year I started on New Year's Eve, which was a little bit of a mistake because then that messed up my numbering. So this time I've started and I'm keeping it exactly the same as that. So even though week 1 has only got 5 days in, I've just kept it like this. Then I used this little stamp set that I've had for quite a long time from Stampin' Up, and I used this one because it had 2 E's in. And then I set up the word week in my Stamparatus like this, and ignore the piece of paper in the background. And then each Project Life card, because they were the same size, I kept that there, and I just put the card in, not always the same place because it depended what other design was on it. And I have actually stamped all my week cards now. So week 1. Then I was going to do my dates using this Stampin' Up roller, but I just had an awful fear that I would misstamp them. So I've gone through and started to write them in. So 1st of January to the 5th of January. And I've done that all the way through. Well, I've actually gone up until May writing the dates in. As you can see, this one, because it had week on it, I just put number 2 on it. But this then will save me using all my little letters, because last year I mixed and matched but used all my little letters up, which meant now that I've got loads of letters but no E's left, or no K's. I mean, K's and W's you can manage without, but without any E's, surprised how many words need them. So as you can see then, if I've had a card, because I bought some Project Life sets in the Hip Kit Cyber Monday sale, if I've had a card which has got the month on, I've put that ready. As you can see, I bought a couple of the April ones because I bought a few in their sales over the last few sales that they've had. So I've got a couple of April ones there. But once again, you can see that my cards are all mix and match. Now this one, as you can see here, is 2018, but I'm going to cut that off and use this July on this card. And I had this one from a cut apart sheet. So I've set up all my cards ready with the weeks in. I haven't carried on putting all the cards in yet, but I've made a start. But the other thing I've done to make it easier, last year I used like an art bin, like a satchel to keep all my Project Life things in. But instead, this year, to make it even easier to take to crops, I have put it all in my IKEA organiser. Now these I think are about £6. And if you can see, it's a bit hard to show on screen. Across the front here, I've got, I think these are 3x4 cards. And instead of having to get them all out every single time, I've put little tags like this in them, so they're filler cards. So I've got all the filler cards together. So sometimes you just want a pattern or a picture. So I'll go to my filler card section and I can look through then. If I'm in the mood, I might sort of organise them and say like black and white and oranges and blues, but it depends how well I get on with other things at the moment. Then I've got vertical quote cards. There they are. So, oh, look at me. Sorry, forgot which way my camera was then. Vertical quote cards, because I often like to put these little things in. Funny I should come to that. When eat, drink and be cozy. Winter is coming, so if I want just a card, sometimes just to fill in a gap with a little phrase on, then I can go there. And then I've got horizontal quote cards, vertical journaling cards, then I've got horizontal journaling cards, and then speciality cards, because I've also got some of these sort of ones, like acetate ones, cut out ones, so I put all those together as well. Then I've got all these little pots. I think I had these from the plastic box shop, and they're actually for playing cards, but they're quite handy to keep all little tiny embellishments in, or sequins. So any little tags or flowers or little journaling spots that I think I can use in my project life, I've collected them all together. So I've got the like little tiny words, sequins, then some little flower packs, and I've also put in enamel dots, so they all fit, they fit really nicely in there. Then in this section here I've got some more enamel dots and some little sticky star and heart sheets that were in a very old Stampin' Up! Project Life collection. As I say, enamel dots there, an acetate I can't remember what size that is. Let's have a look. Yeah, 4x4. So I've got all those then in there. I've also got some other embellishments that might come in handy. And these ones here, I had this in a Hip Kit Club, some little stamps. I didn't use many stamps last year, so I'm going to try and use more this year. Some puffy hearts. So embellishments that are small enough to be included. Oh, and I've got some other little stamp sets here that I had. I think these were old, very old Project Life ones. Llamas. I love them, but I never know what to use them on. So any stamp sets or small embellishments that I think I might use, I've put in here as well. So at least I'm trying to keep everything together, because I need it to be as manageable as possible. Because sometimes, some months is easy, isn't it? You've got lots of time. Other months then, you don't know whether you're coming or going. And I don't want to fall behind. As I say, last year, doing this project has been my absolute favourite project. So I'm determined to keep up with it next year as well. Then I've got a section then with all my, what are these? 4x6 cards. I've got lots more in another box, but I'm trying desperately to make a dent in them all. So any cards that had journaling spots on, I used for my week numbering system. And then others then I've got in here, because it's filler cards, there's cards that I can mount photos on. So I've got all those together here. Then in this section, I've got lots of little letters, a real assortment of stickers. As I say, a real assortment of stickers, more little letters and stickers. So I've got all those together in this section, and I've included an Amy Tangerine little sticker sheet book there. I love these sort of stickers, but I don't often use them, but I did like the days there. I had this, once again, as I say, in a sale kit that I bought. I wouldn't have actually chosen that myself, but sometimes that's why it's good to buy these sales ones. More stickers there, and some more enamel dots. So then in this one, I've got some thicker with words on. Now some of these words will be too big. Some more letter sheets. I've got a real assortment of those. Like a lot of these words here are I would say too big for my project life. I've got one then with frames on. So all those sort of things there that I've got, like chipboard pieces and stickers that are in the slightly bigger packs, I've kept all together there. And on this side, I've got lots and lots of different stickers. So that's how I'm organising myself for my project life this year. I'm then going to keep this calendar system in there as well. And I've got another old project life stamp set from Stampin' Up. So I think I'll put that in there as well. And then I'm going to be good to go. So the other thing I do to make it easier on myself, what I'm going to take those out today because they won't fit. Every month I do my project life retrospectively. So at the end of the month, I look back through my Facebook, my Instagram, through my phone camera, through text sometimes even, to see what's gone on. And the other thing that I do that really, really helps is I've set up Google Photos. My photos automatically back up to Google Photos, and then they're all dated. So at the end of each month, I then simply scroll back through, and any photos that I've taken in that month have all got dates on them, so I know exactly when they were. And I often use the little note section on my phone. See if I can find it on my phone. And anything that's sort of, I use Colour Note. And that's all I simply do then, is I keep notes through the month. So then when I come to do my project life, then I've got all the little bits in there to help me. So that's how I keep my project life manageable. I'm hoping I've inspired some of you to try it. I was inspired last year by Inky Quill, and there's lots and lots of fantastic YouTubers that keep up with project life. Tracy Reed, Dealy D, and my brain has gone empty. Obviously Ali Edwards. So there's lots of inspiration out there. But please, if you're looking for something new to try, give it a go, because you will love looking back. So I'm hoping to see you soon with a scrapbook layout for a change, if I can remember how to scrapbook. It's been such a long time. And thank you so much for joining me. Can you believe we're nearly into 2020? Wow. And hopefully it's going to be a good year for us all. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.